Welcome to another edition of African Americans Ain't Africans, the thing show that proves without a shadow of a doubt that the so called people you call Black African American didn't find their ways to America in the trunk of a ship. I'm your host, the Indigenous One, and I want to share something with the chat because I came up on a situation and you guys always give good, accurate feedback into what's being put out in what you give and is put out, it always comes back with positive results. So I want to share something with you that happened to me last night. And I want to get you guys' feedback on it. There's a chat. I put the link to the chat in the box. If there's anything that you see different where it could be better, please, I'd like to hear your voices. If you don't have anything to say, don't say nothing and keep evolving. So I get a call last night from a friend of mine, a good friend. I've been knowing her for a long time. And she was telling me that her sister is suicidal. And I'm like, why? She says she just feels like she's a failure. She hasn't done nothing with her life, blah, 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 blah. I'm like, well, why you want to have her talk to me? She's just gonna get pissed off. She's like, yeah, but you would tell her the truth about it, and I think that's what she needs to hear because everybody she's been talking to, all the churches she's been going to, all the therapists that she's been going to, and remember this about the term therapist. You break it down, it's the rapist. This is how we got to start seeing things about how they really are instead of what somebody tell us they are. So I told her, okay, if it'll help. I said, but you got to be on the phone too, because normally people lie. All they know how to do is lie. And she's like, well, she doesn't know. She doesn't know it. I'm like, well, she's still living a lie. That's the whole thing. So you have to be on the phone because if you're on the phone, she won't lie as much if you're there. Okay. We call her up, or no, yeah, we call her up and just asked her, what's the problem? And she just said she doesn't feel like she's done nothing. She's 65 years old in her life. She hasn't done anything. She feels empty. She has no children, no grandchildren. Well, of course, if she have no kids, she has no grandchildren. She don't have a husband. And I'm like, well, how do you feel that you haven't done nothing in life? I'm sure you've been on cruises. Oh yeah, you've been all around the world. Yeah, 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 yeah. But she's empty. I'm like, well, how come you don't have no children? She's a lesbian. Now, normally this is a slippery slope subject to get into because most people don't want to get into it because they know they're wrong. They know they're wrong. And so I just had to tell her that, you're wrong, but you wanted to do it anyway. She goes, how is that wrong? How am I wrong? You're a black woman, right? Yeah, she was adamant on that. She's a black woman. Okay. What does everybody have? Who takes care of everybody? Who does everybody come out of to start their lives. Everybody. They come out of a woman. Isn't that you? Yeah. But you felt and you thought that somebody coming from you wasn't a good idea. She didn't say anything. Then she did that, try to get that sad look. I don't want to hear that shit. You made a decision that you knew that everybody has a mother. Everybody. And you decided that you weren't going to be one. Right? Yeah. Why are you mad? It's what you wanted to do. Nobody coerced you. Then she also, made a bigger fool of herself by admitting that she was a Christian. I asked her to show me a place in the Bible where a woman speaks. She couldn't do it. But she was slick enough to try to send me some AI stuff. And I tell her and I tell everybody that's on the AI stuff, if you're trying to learn from a machine, you'll be an idiot the rest of your life. Then I showed her on what she sent me on the AI, where it basically says for entertainment purposes only. So be careful when you guys get into these things. Grandma Gwen, what's going on?
Hey, how are you? How are you? I'm well. How are you, sir?
I'm doing well. How are you? Good. I'm glad you're doing well.
Thank you. Thank you.
What's going on?
Ooh, um, this is heavy. This is heavy. Um, wow. Uh, I like the idea that you said it's a choice um, concerning the individual that called. I like the idea that you said it's a choice. It is honestly a choice. Um, I don't think that you should feel sad about the choices that you make, but the choices that you make, just be ready for the consequences that come along with it. And I hope that I'm on, I'm heading to the right track. That Christianity thing, a lot of our individuals, whether they be man or woman, they have to rethink that whole thing. And honestly, and if they know anything about the Bible, there are scriptures in there. And I don't do, the Christian thing, religion anymore. I've been out for a while. I'm glad I came out. Um, if they know anything about the Bible, it's got scriptures. There's scriptures in Leviticus that speaks against men with men and women with women. There are scriptures in Romans, Romans chapter 1, verses 21 through 32 speak uh, um, that these unnatural things are being done. Um, I just don't think you should be sad about the choices that you make. I mean, if you're a woman and you're not sleeping with a man, you're not going to have any children. So, and if you're a man and you're not sleeping with a woman, you're not going to have any children. Um, get through it. Get through it. There's even more. I mean, at 65, there's more. To life than just there's so many things that you can do, like you mentioned cruises and things like that, yeah, you can go on cruises, and enjoy your life. I mean, if a woman doesn't have children, there is a gift in that as well, because when you have kids, you going on a trip, that means that not only do you have to pack for yourself, you got to pack for the kids. You got to, whether it be lunch, clothes, whatever the case may be, there is a gift in each. I do my best not to say blessing, because if you break down the word of blessing, it's be less. So we're looking to be more. And I hope that I'm answering your question. You can't be sad about the choices that you make. You just got to be ready for the consequences, sir. That's how I feel.
Well, yeah, but she's one of those. I mean, really, these so-called Black African Americans, they get into things and like, how don't you see this and it's right in front of you?
Right.
How are you passing this? There's a big movement on with this male female fighting thing. You broke, you wear a weave, blah 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 blah. Just all this so-called arguing and acting a fool with each other.
Yes.
And I'm like, don't you guys realize without either one of those, none of you monkeys exist?
Right.
You know,
Exactly.
it's simple.
Yeah.
And I'm saying we gotta make it hard or stupid in whatever we do. And you got children behind you watching what you do. They can be influenced like that. If Tupac can influence them, what does it mean that what do you do?
Right.
You influence them 100 times more than these apes they show you running across the screen.
Right. Mm-hmm.
And just because we make mistakes and you can correct yourself.
Yes, you can. That's right.
And so since she was the Black Christian, I asked her, well, where does a woman speak in the Bible? And she couldn't pull out nothing. She couldn't pull out. I mean, and because then you always get the smart asses that always say, "Look, I found it." No,
Mm-hmm.
not what somebody else said a woman said. What
Mm-hmm.
a woman said, period. Even though it's somebody writing the story, it's all BS.
Right.
And she couldn't do
Exactly.
it. And she couldn't do it. And that's why I had to tell her, it's how you're trained. It's how you
Yes.
think about yourself, how you
Mm-hmm.
feel about yourself by what other people tell you,
Exactly.
not
Exactly.
what you are,
Right.
not what you are, not what you came into this world as,
Mm-hmm.
not fulfilling your destiny. You're doing what other people say. And
That's
that's
true.
what Black African Americans, Hebrew Israelite, Moors, Christians, that's all they do.
Exactly.
They're the sock on somebody else's hand,
Yeah.
doing what they're told.
Right.
If
Right.
I'm wrong, if that's not the truth, tell me. I'll correct it.
Right.
If you can show me what I'm lying, I mean, damn,
Yeah.
explain it. I'm not
Right.
perfect.
Right. Exactly.
And this is what I'm saying. The
Mm-hmm.
part, if you want to be a piece of shit the rest of your life, knock yourself out. Get out of everybody's way. Hide from these children so they don't see you and get influenced.
Right.
That's all. And I
That's
can
true.
say that because I was once that child.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
We all were.
Yes.
Stop trying to act like you breathe a different type of oxygen than me.
Right. Right.
You didn't do nothing.
Right.
We're all here trying to learn.
Mm-hmm. Yes,
We're
we are.
evolving.
Yeah.
I got it. Everybody you know who had a big mansion house didn't have it when they was getting out of here. I mean, you think we would learn? We don't.
Right. Right.
The majority don't.
Right.
And these broadcasts, these ideologies are put in front of you so you can follow it. Most
Mm.
people, that's all they know. They don't know nothing but the TV. The TV is most people.
Oh
I
my
would I
gosh.
would say this is just from my observation. At
Yeah.
least 60% of people mind this the TV.
That's right.
They're not their minds don't even work. They get their instruction from the TV. Like I say, if you want to come up and prove, what I think is wrong, please let's hear what you have to say.
That's right. That's right. I tell you, when it comes to look, things are just natural. We got to be natural. I was looking at one of your videos the other day, and as a matter of fact, I in the comment section, it's extremely insightful. You mentioned that that we are part of the water, and that we are part of the earth, and that we are part of. There's so many things that you said that made so much sense. Um, natural things, natural things, and I always say, and I give honor to the universe. I give honor to the universe, and I always say, the creator of all natural things. It is unnatural for a woman to be with a woman. It's unnatural for a man to be with a man. And and nobody, and this is all freedom of speech, and this is coming from my opinion. Listen, and it is a choice. It is a choice. And when you tell people that this is wrong, they look at you like you're crazy, and they're like, well, it's 2024 or 2025. Get with the program, and nobody cares, and this is the new stuff. It doesn't make it right. And then, and the crazy thing is that when I was in my middle 20s, and about that time I was a Christian, and I was questioning the Lord, saying, well, what do you do, with people that are like the same sex? What do you do with them? And I wrestled with that for a long time, because my mama, and Big Mama always told me that, this stuff is not right, and it's not natural, and you can't live like that. And I came to the conclusion. I said, well, they have to be very, very lonely people, because if you are a woman and you like another woman, they all have to go through the process of courting and that sort of thing. What if the person doesn't like you? Then you got to start all over again, and it comes with men too. So being that it is a choice, you can choose to do better. You can choose to change. And that's what a lot of individuals need to do. I know of a lot of relationships, not really all of them, but when it's a woman with a woman, it's difficult. When it's a man with a man, it's difficult. It doesn't always end in happy endings. You know what I'm saying? So come on, you can flip that, and you should flip that. And if you calling yourself a Christian, it's wrong. So you have to flip that.
Being a Christian is wrong, or being a lesbo is wrong.
Say that again, sir. I'm sorry.
Being a Christian is wrong, or being a lesbo is wrong, because both of them are.
Both of them are wrong.
So they make no sense. So that's why I was saying. That's why I'm saying. I ask women who are Christians, where do women speak in the Bible?
Mm-hmm.
And they can't point to it.
No, they can't.
And that's what I mean.
Mm-hmm.
We into shit that's not into us.
Right.
And we like to double down on it and just be ignorant about it.
Right.
So, I'm straight up and matter of fact. So, as far as the lesbian thing, homosexual thing, the same thing. What?
Yeah, that's right.
The sin of a woman is better than the sin of a man any day.
Any
day. I know some of y'all would be like, well, I got that air cologne. The sin of a woman beats the sin of a man any day.
Right. Exactly.
And so I'm straight to the point. A matter of fact, so a woman allowed you to come through her portal. You won't allow nobody to come through yours. I think that's fucking selfish. I don't care your feelings. Why are you talking about me? All that bullshit. What? Somebody sacrificed to have you. I know you're probably your mom or grandma, and they're probably no longer with us. But damn, they took the time out of their life to share their life to, let you develop and let you evolve. And you and this is what I'm saying. Playing that old dumb shit. I'm sad. Why are you talking about me? That's
Mm,
your
right,
role to do, and you don't do it, and
right.
then you try to act like you said, sit your ass down. This is what I'm saying. We play around with this life thing, and that's why you see a lot of suffering.
Right.
You're playing, you're acting
Yeah.
stupid,
Yes.
and this is what I'm saying. So look,
hmm
you have a higher and lower self. We all do.
That's right. That's right.
If you always functioning on your lower self, you always gonna be in the dark, black.
Right.
That's how they got it set up here.
Yep. That's
If
right.
you are always focusing on your higher self, you
hmm
always in the light.
Right.
I
hmm
mean, is it hard? I mean, step up if you think that's hard to understand. I
Mm,
don't think it's hard to understand.
it's
We
not.
just won't do it. I just spoke to a young lady. She said, "Well, I ain't got time." Really? So
Mm,
that whole attitude that we've cultivated, you
right.
know, in the last 40 years on this stuff, it's been going on a long time, but it's been pressed full throttle about 40 years ago.
Right.
Make
Right.
you think you're somebody else's idea, and you
Right.
do it, and then when it don't work out for you, you want to start crying. So I left the young lady with this, ma'am. I don't know what to tell you. I don't know what to tell you. You can do what you want to do. You can believe what you want to believe.
Mhm.
Nobody tell you what to do. They ain't your daddy. I know.
Right. Right.
What I'm
Right.
saying is you're
hmm
missing the whole purpose of life.
Exactly.
You
That's right.
know,
hmm
and I think we have to teach these ones that are behind us, growing
Yes.
up behind us, what that is.
Yes. That's right.
I'm
Yes.
seeing that my mother, my sister, my daughters, my nieces, their mothers.
Right. That's right.
And to not want to be that, but you came from that, I don't get it.
Exactly.
Maybe it's me, maybe I'm not seeing something. But
hmm
for real, and
hmm
so I'm not sympathetic with it.
Right.
You're gonna have to figure it out.
Yeah.
Every woman has a man that's impactful in her life. Hell, he got you here.
That's right.
He helped get you here. Every man has a woman, the same thing. And
That's
we fighting like cats and dogs. And it's really embarrassing. We really make
right.
ourselves look bad
It
on the
really,
world stage.
absolutely, absolutely. Uh, um, you know what used to get me, because I mean, I'm in my 60s now. So the thing of it is that what used to get me is that when a woman wants to be a man, she's dressing like a man, and she looks, she's cutting her hair, and just a woman is the most beautiful, that I feel. This is just my opinion. It's the most beautiful species that the universe ever made. So my thing is that why would you want to give up how pretty you can look? I was on the bus one day, and it's this young woman, and she's fair complected, curly hair and everything, and you could tell by the way she's dressed that she wants to be a man. So she had her pants hanging down off of her hiney and everything. And, a lot of times, people don't speak up. I'm one of those individuals, I'm likely to speak up. So she's looking for the destination in which she wants to go. She really didn't know what stop to get off on the bus. So as she's getting ready to get off the bus, when she figures out what she's doing, I says to her, I said, I would love to know what you really look like. She said, what you mean by that? And I told her, I said, I would love to see the real you. I would love to see you in a dress. I would love to see you without the pants hanging off your behind. I would love to see, and I was straight up with her. And my thing is that had I not said anything, I would have just been thinking about it. But I said, no, let me say something, because I know a lot of people are just accepting it. A lot of people are just letting it go. I mean, whether she's with her mom or her father or whoever she's with, they're just, nobody's telling her, that this is not right. And even the way that you look, just have a little bit of pride about yourself. It was back in the day when women, even if they did like another woman, or if a man liked another man, it wasn't as pronounced and prevalent as it is today. It's and it's strong. And like I said, I mean, me being the female that I am, a woman is beautiful. And I just don't feel like we should give that up. I mean, whatever your sexual orientation may be, I mean, why would you want to give that up? And another thing, and I hope I'm not talking too much and taking up too much time. Another thing is, and gosh, my brain is doing that fart thing now. All right, let me just say that it's wonderful to look feminine. It's very maybe it'll come back. Is it too much indigenous one, or am I on the right track, or I'm just this?
I'm with Ali Benson.
Okay.
There's mental health issues.
There you go. There you go. Yes. Oh, can I say something? Okay. I've gone to school for medical assisting, so I do know some things about the they call it the DSM. It's the diagnostic statistical manual of mental disorders. Now, back in 1975, they took it out because a man being with a man and a woman being with a woman was it was a mental illness. Now they took it out in 1975. So yes, the gentleman is right. And it's like, how do we combat that? And Christians used to say, well, that's a demon. That's a demon. And I'm up until today, as much or as little information that I have on it, it's one of those things where I still don't get it. Like, where does it come from? So
it's basically what we've been trained, and we're trying to get into this USA culture for a long time, and we will be whatever we're told to be. So how many people who are listening right now, I would say the WNBA is about 20% male.
Right. Okay.
Tripping on Brittany Griner, really?
Yes. Come on.
Are you serious?
And
so this is, like I'm saying, this is where you're leading the children.
Yes.
So I'm straight with it. That whole LGBT thing is about population.
Right. It is. Yeah.
It's right in your face. This is what they do to you. This is what they train, and you got to be that.
Yeah. They're erasing the nuclear family, and even when you go to their website, it doesn't talk. It doesn't say anything about a man. It's their website. When you read their mission statement, it is to erase the nuclear family. And this is sad, and this is part of the problem, and it's all depopulation, and that's sad. That's really, really sad. And you know what? And I like to talk, but I'm not trying to take over nothing. Thing of it is that you're confusing the children. I mean, listen, what a man and a man or a woman and a woman do in their bedroom is their business. You know what I'm saying? It's nobody else's business. But when you want to put the kids in there, and you got like third grade teachers, telling children, if you a boy and you feel like a girl, it's okay. And if you a girl and you feel like a boy, it's okay. That has nothing to do with the 1, 2, 3s and the ABCs. So come on with this. I mean, it's being pushed. It's being pushed. And if you say anything about it, this is a hate crime and so on and so forth. It just doesn't make any sense.
Gwen, thank you Thank you for hanging out with us today. We're going to go ahead and keep on moving on with the program.
Okay. All
All right.
right.
Thank you. All right. None of your business says it's unnatural to be LG, but a lot of our Indian women feel pressed to do it because of issues with finding a man amongst our nation. Also, the social delusions that pale society pushes. I'm with you on the social delusions in this society. They're horrible. And they've been like that since day one. But remember, we wanted to integrate into it. We wanted to be a part of it. We wanted to march and die to get in. How's it going? And so when the sister says a lot of the Indian women feel pressed because issues with finding a man amongst our nation, you have to remember, none of your business, that a lot of the men want to be that. They have to be that to be in that culture. These people look at the men more than they look at the women. Tell me I'm lying. Tell me you don't know that. You're dealing with a group of people that is opposite of you. They're not about life. They'll talk about a sister who has 10 kids. Huh? She doesn't look at them as 10 kids. She look at it as 20 hands. Hands to help. We used to think like that, but no more. Since we've integrated, no. It's depopulation, y'all. I mean, damn, they put this right in front of your face. I don't see nothing. This is what we do. Finding the mess amongst the nation. How is that possible? How can people, indigenous people to a land, and please, somebody answer this. How is an indigenous culture tricked into the men and women bashing each other? What's that about? So you will hate each other so you won't reproduce with each other. An imbecile knows that. The black man don't. The black queen don't. You broke. Aren't other people over in your land pimping your land for all its resources? And you calling each other broke? Really? What are you teaching your children? Sharice the realist said, "Ooh, Sharice, you gonna get in trouble." We can thank Obama for pushing that legislation as well. Shaking my motherfucking head. Then we did that, right? we did that, right? Man, look, you can go find old footage of when this cat Obama was running the first time. You should have saw the Negroes backflipping, rolling on the ground, doing flips. It was embarrassing. And listen, the people ate me up. They just dogged me out. Guess what those same people say today? Because they refuse to use a quality they have called foresight. Oops! This is how the Negro is tricked daily. This is how that LGP stuff, like the sister said, he pushed it on you. And because he said it, how many jumped on it? Or because he would give you a job, how many went with it? Your whole music, you better not ever open your mouth and call what they playing on the radio today music. You need instruments. You need instruments that people have practiced on for years to perfect to call something music. Not push a button and some stupid sound that's not even on the same frequency as instruments. Don't call that music, because you'll call it music, you'll be wrong, and then when somebody checks your ass, you mad because you don't know what you talking about. Do you? Don't teach the don't share that with the children. Simple fact is, because anything you know about reproduction, energy never dies. Just transform into something else. So when you so-called get out of here, your soul, spirit, whatever, imp, whatever, that doesn't die. It's just reproduced back in or go somewhere else. You should be observing that phenomena every day. It's right in your face. Don't go your whole life like this 65-year-old woman. Now she regrets the decision she's made. And you can feel it in her voice when she's talking about her greatest regret is not having children. Nah, you wanted to roll around and do lick twat. Nobody can tell no man tell me what to do. Yeah. See, a lot of brothers take that ideology. A woman is submissive. A woman isn't to read your Bible verses. It'll tell you. They should call the Bible the book of Ike. You better not say a damn thing. And sisters don't even see it. Not what another man says a woman says. What does the woman say? Everything about her is written in the third person. Somebody said something that she did. And what the Negro would do would pass that down to their children. Get out of my house if you don't believe me. If you don't believe that, get out of my house. Don't you? I know people who do that. And you can say, we were slaves, we didn't know. Yeah, that excuse is ran over. Everything that you've been told, you better start questioning it. Question it. Ask yourself. Ask yourself this. Just ask yourself this. You'll come up with the answer. Ask yourself, how was it slavery going on with so-called black people in this country when black people were fighting in all the wars? Why their people were slaves on a plantation? Answer that question logically. My mama a slave in Mississippi, but I'm gonna go over to Germany and fight. My people towns are getting flooded out, but I'm flying airplanes over in Germany. Explain that. I American says you never know how much you know about something until you ask yourself a question. Ask yourself. Don't ask me. Don't ask him. Ask yourself. You have just as much as intelligence You can figure out things. If an ant can figure out how to do something, you can too. You don't have to go to AI. What you say, right? Don't you have the ability to think? Don't you have ability to figure things out? Because everything you're told, everything about yourself, if you didn't ask yourself and get an answer first, then it's a lie. Yeah, I said it. You let people come from other places and give you a moniker or a title, and you take it and you be it. You will be what they say, yes or no. Never what you were created to be by only by what somebody says. That's what black people do, right? You think when these people first got to America, you think that the people here introduced themselves as black people? No. Then why do you? You think when the people first got to the shores of America, they introduced themselves as African Americans? Why do you? You think when these people got to the shores of these lands, the people refer to themselves as Christians? Now, you can ask Christians this, you just don't get that dumb look that they always give you when they don't know what the hell they talking about. You ever notice that? When a person is out there pontificating on things and you ask them a question, he never give you an answer. Yeah, I mean, these are questions that these are answers your kids should know so they won't be confused like you were. See, this one, Josephine. Josephine said it's like being grown and asking other to tie your shoes. I'm using that one. It's like being grown and asking others to tie your shoes. So isn't that so? By what she said, let's give some examples of that so we won't be confused about it. It's like being grown and asking others to tie your shoes. That's like somebody being on your land and you putting your money in their bank. Gwendolyn says when you look up the word black, everything that it says is negative. Now, Gwendolyn, be honest with me. You go to these HBCUs, they don't teach that. They don't teach that. HBCUs, they don't teach about the word black. Be honest. Have you ever seen somebody black? Be honest. Yet you refer to yourself to that. Charles Johnson say, black cat, black ball, black male, black plague, blacklisted. You so right, Gwendolyn. See? So Gwendolyn say something, I'm with it. Charles with it. Who else with it? Who else with it? Cherie say they don't teach Black history at all. Yeah, they shouldn't, because it's loser history. Everywhere in Black, and somebody step up and show me where you win in Black history, please. I'll send you a free book if you do that. You can do that. Show me where in so-called Black history do the Black people win. Can't do it. But this is what you follow. This is the culture that you follow. And this is what you teach your children. Gwen says she never seen a Black person. Never seen a Black person. I'm still waiting to see one. And then when you ask these Negroes, what are you talking about? Oh, you know what I mean? No, I don't. Explain it. Those are called bots. Negroes that just repeat what they've heard, didn't give it any thought. Those are called bots. You gotta teach this to your kids so they won't be confused. Take them off them handheld and all that other stuff and take them out into nature and show them how they're a part of that. There's people out there, y'all, that's doing stuff that you would find incredible. They find it ho hum. There's people, when you go to these places where most of us try to get away from, we try to get to the big cities and get on top of that concrete, and you get away from nature. Some of these places you go to, people make batteries out of the soil where they are. People can come up with devices that would greatly enhance your life, but you can't use them because your land is taking over from other people. There's energy apparatuses up still all around America. And I know you see them, but you ignore them so you can pay a corporation a bill. This is what Black people do. And if you tell them how it's done, they'll fuck it up. All you gotta do is talk to the people that's doing it. They're all around you. Some of them are those homeless people that you see on the street. You're trained to be nothing. You're far from nothing. And then when you put all that together, like Parliament Funkadelic say, you would tear the roof off this mother. You guys enjoy your day. We'll talk to you soon. Peace.